For like 2 years now, I think I've been using an app that lots of you on Twitter seem to really be interested in. It's called Duet Display, which very simply just allows you to make any iOS device you have that's running iOS 8 or later an external monitor for your Mac and even PC. It's weird that it can move, but yeah, it can. That's been incredibly helpful in my life, and especially with my new MacBook Pro, which, you know, the point of a laptop is to be portable, and it's really nice to actually have 2 monitors wherever you're going. Having that extra screen space is particularly useful when you're a video editor who needs to have lots of different windows open at the same time. Or maybe you're just a busy person who likes to have iTunes open or a movie playing while also editing a video or browsing Facebook, whatever. There's lots of things you can do with having an extra monitor. Lots of people have iPads as well, so instead of trying to find some weird off-brand battery-powered external monitor for your Mac, lots of people just have iPads. So why not just take advantage of that while you have a MacBook or PC, whatever. So yeah, I use a USB-C to Lightning cable with it, which is awesome because it's also charging your iPad as it's acting as an external monitor. So when you want to cut back to iOS, your iPad's pretty charged up. Win-win there. And speaking of switching back to iOS, it's very, very simple because Duet Display is simply an app. So when you press the home button on your iPad, yeah, you go right back to your home screen. Or if you want to switch between apps, you can still use 4 fingers on your iPad. It's not like Duet Display clings on and makes your iPad not an iPad anymore. It's just a simple app. That's it. Now, unfortunately, that iOS app does cost money. I think it's $15 last time I checked, but compare that to the price of a portable or a whole new monitor in general, yeah, that's a pretty good deal. Plus, Duet is getting constant updates both on their Mac app and on their iOS app that's making things better, making it run smoother, and I have noticed improvement in the app over time. And recently, they announced Duet Pro, which is $20 a year, and it basically allows your Mac to understand Apple Pencil inputs. If you're drawing on your iPad and you have Duet Display installed on there, it will be able to tell the difference between, you know, pressure sensitivity and those angles. All the great things about the Apple Pencil now moved onto Mac apps. So that's kind of a real neat workaround for those people who like Apple Pencils, but also have their own third-party apps on their Mac that they like to draw on. I didn't feel the need for that because I'm not an artist, but it's an option now. And what's interesting is, like I said, this runs on any device running iOS 8, which means, yeah, you can run Duet Display on your iPhone. Do not run it on your phone. That's terrible. You're hurting yourself. I tried it and I have the big iPhone. I've got the Plus model and that was embarrassing. So can they put iOS 8 on the iPhone 4S? I think so. You could have a 3.5-inch Mac. Oh God. Yeah, just don't do that, okay? Just don't. For Mac Mini users out there, as long as you have a monitor, maybe a TV or maybe a friend's monitor you could borrow just for a second, you could set up Duet Display on your Mac Mini and then make your iPad your standalone monitor, and that's the only monitor you have with the Mac Mini. Or maybe you're in the market for a Mac Mini upgrade and you have an iPad and you don't want to pay all that extra money for a separate monitor. This is a very cheap solution to that. They even let you use Mac OS with the touchscreen on the iPad, which, you know, proves my point about why that shouldn't be a touchscreen. Mac OS does not complement a touch interface very well. This app gives you a taste of it, not full optimization, just because, you know, this third-party developer can't grant full access to the operating system with that touch interface, but you get a taste of it, and I think it proves my point that this can't really be a working OS without some massive redesigns. The Windows 8 effect. But, you know, for an occasional tap, just like a confirm or a okay, yeah, that touch interface is fine. So it's a very simple app that a lot of people like, but it's not perfect. It's advertised in the description as lag-free. Can it really be called that? It's not the most high resolution feedback. You know, the iPad Pro has a beautiful display with tons of pixels, and when you're Duet displaying to it, it doesn't feel like all those pixels are being used. Feels like it's a little behind, which I can't even blame the developer for. I'm sure it's something that Lightning isn't really allowed to send that much data, or maybe Lightning is incapable of sending all that data. Or if you're not using USB-C on a MacBook, keep in mind Duet Display is likely optimized for just USB-A ports. Those weren't really meant to output, you know, high resolution video. So if you're not using USB-C, this is probably why everything's bottlenecked. They had to make it accessible on PCs and Macs, which currently for the most part are using USB. I'm not a fan of the free app you download on your Mac to pair with the Duet Display app because it's not really an app. It kind of hides in the taskbar, but like when a window pops up saying there's an update or whatever, you can't exit out of that window and you can't force quit it, so it's not like an app's actually running, and yet it's an app, so I think that's sloppily designed. But luckily, Windows don't pop up for Duet that much. When it does, it's annoying. I also think it's a missed opportunity that you can't connect more than one iOS device at a time. Like, what if I had 2 different iPads, so I want 3 monitors on the go? Why not? That's not an option. Maybe that could be on Duet Pro someday. Then I would feel the urge to make that $20 a year subscription. But they have said on their support page that they're interested in doing that in the future and are just currently incapable of doing it. Maybe with the technology ready for them. The computers have to get better. And I'm sure the lightning port bottlenecks a lot of that transfer speed. So if you guys are interested in it, I encourage you to check it out. I believe I've been using it for over 2 years now, and still great, very simple way of adding an extra monitor to your Mac or PC. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.